Welcome to Moonlight Madness, and today we're doing a reading for water signs, Sun, Moon and Rising 2022, the Chinese horoscope year of the Tiger. So we've got here renewal. You might want to do a review of your life and see where you want to go. You've got a whole reset button that you've just pushed. So you might decide that you're no longer happy with your current situation, or your living situation. You've decided to just go. Where do you want to go next? It says build the future you want. However, to successfully arrive at your destination, you'll need a very good roadmap. Visualize a possible future and start taking steps towards the next step. Feel free to ask a friend to help plan out your journey for you. These epiphanies are part of your life. You'll get an epiphany or a flash of inspiration, and you'll know where to go next. It talks about Christmas time as well, and the rabbit and the butterfly symbolise springtime. So for some of you, you'll find your new job or your new house in spring, which this month is March. We're going into autumn. So Southern Hemisphere, the change of month could be now. Autumn is March, April, May. And for the ones that live in the Northern Hemisphere, it'll be springtime. It'll be September, October, November. And you've got crossing your path to see someone else who's a water sign, a Pisces, Scorpio or Cancer. A romantic partner who you can trust is excellent advice that comes from the heart. They may be an honourable and devoted and mature and warm-hearted individual, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. They may be a king. Might be reading for the king, soon to be king. And it talks about being involved or in cultural or endeavours. The arts, you might be the commissioner of the arts or the head of the art movement. You may do art. You might be very creative. You paint with, you may have a favourite paint you like to use, like watercolours as a medium, or aquarelles, or watercolour aquarelle pencils with ink and pen. That might be your favourite medium. You like to sit by the water. It's saying you need to be around a body of water. You may have a pond or a pool or a swimming pool or a creek that you walk past every day, and that calms you down because you need that water to relax your emotions and your mind. You can't be too far from water. And you've got here, you have to be married already, or you may not be married, to a Capricorn. There's a Capricorn energy coming up. It's crowning you at the moment. In the past, she says you did the right thing for the right reason. You approach things with a traditional way as well as a modern approach. That you found that worked better. Maybe you had to make decisions for a country or a group of people or a family unit. Unity is 5. Doing the right thing for the right reason, remaining true to your principles, respecting your elders or the past. In the past, you may have had to respect other people's viewpoints, and yours were more modern. But it says you may get resistance. If you had goals, your goals were met with resistance by your elders. It may be due to the method you used or they used to get them, rather than in a flaw in your actual plans. Be open to trusted people's perceptions regarding the right strategy to take. Have a support group of friends and a spiritual teacher who walks in or her talk will uplift you and allow you to stand tall in all your work. It's important to always stay on a path of integrity in every aspect of life. The law of attraction rewards those who follow their dreams while being honest and true in dealings with others. Align yourself with organisations or people who have high spiritual ideals. And you might be teaching other people a new way of thinking. In the recent past is the Emperor. This talks about Taurus, Capricorn or Virgo around you who was a leader of a church or a leader of a country, who's very logical, who's very practical, who is a compassionate, heart-centered leader, because there's the heart on the card. And it talks about them being a ruler that can rule an army of people, yet still manage to take the trash out in the afternoon. And they could be Taurus, Virgo or Capricorn. And they may have dealings with government officials as well. They could be entrusted to the church to make decisions for a country or a group of people. It says in the recent coming up for you is restrictions. It's talking about restricting spending or being restricted in a place that you live where you can't do what you would like to do. It's a Capricorn energy. It's a policeman, watchdog energy. A journey that is now complete. You may have come through a really tough time And that's why the butterfly's there. It's transformation. You're transforming from something that you were in, like an addiction or a place where you didn't feel safe. It's talking about being let out of a jail. Some of you may have been in a jail cell, because Capricorn's all about restrictions and watchdog energy. 2020 was a restriction energy. 2021 was another restricted energy, because it was representing Capricorn energy as well, with 2 years of restrictions, with masks and military type martial law. It says here, the 3 of Swords, there's something to do with separation. You may be separating from someone who was an air sign, or you may meet a new air sign that you are interested in. So you've got here grief. You may be grieving for something or someone in your future, and you may have to go through this. You'll come out stronger than ever. It can also talk about a surgery you may have to have. 3 of Swords can to do with needles or surgery or a procedure you may have to have. Maybe it's your knee. I'm getting something with knees. A knee replacement or a hip replacement from overuse. 3 of Swords is separation. You might be separated from your family by distance, by country, because someone's moved away. That's a possibility as well. Yeah. Facing your past and disappointments and allow healing to take place. Ask God and the angels for clarity of understanding all your issues. Be open to the warm embrace of compassion and forgiveness and the wisdom of others who may be experiencing what you're going through. Don't close your heart off to helpful people. By working through your sadness now, you set the stage. By healing in your new term rather than having to revisit unhappy emotions over and over. Our fairy friends are standing with the holy hawthorn tree, which is to do with hawthorn extract is good for the heart. Maybe you have a heart condition or blood pressure condition. It says that the holy hawthorn tree represented Christmas Day and Easter Day. So maybe something around Easter time is when you may have someone pass away, or you separate from them because of war, or you have an argument that separates you, but there was a separation coming. And it's 3 of Swords that represents, I'm pretty sure, winter. Coming into the winter months. 4 of Summer, 4 of Cups is sadness, apathy, depression. For some, you could be depressed right now. You're going through discontented with nothing seems to make you happy. You don't find joy in the things you used to love to do, your hobbies, your passions, your drawing, your art, your craft, your whatever committee that you were on. It doesn't bring you joy anymore. It seems it's out of obligation rather than out of joy. I'm just Googling Swords in a reading. Intellect and emotions, a wall, avoidance, setting problems to the side while one prays for deliverance. Surrender, it can represent, it says surrender and pacifism. Time frame, I'll put time frame. Years. Okay, so 3 years. It's giving me a 3-year time before this death or grieving or occurs. So this is 2022, 23, 24, 2025. They're giving me an actual time date to say when this event will happen for you. But yeah, being avoidant is apathy, is depression, is sadness. 4 of Cups. 4 of Cups. So you've got a lot of cups in your reading because you're very emotional right now. The power of meditation, daydreaming. It's hectic right now. Life is hectic. You may become so focused on what you don't have, you completely discount the gifts you do have. It's important to spend time in nature. Take time out to quiet your mind and your heart. Doing this will help you, and ask God and the angels and the fairies for what opportunities are around you. Heaven is always offering you magical presents, but you have to be open to experiencing these presents. And so the child's begging her to pay attention, and she's turning the other way. Because she's only looking at what she's lost, not what she's got to gain, or what opportunities she has. She's got opportunities around her, but she can't see them. It's like having a beautiful garden and not even noticing its beauty because you're too worried about the weeds or the grass that has to be chopped, not about the serenity of the place. or that you have a backyard of your own that you don't have to share with people. King of Swords, you've got someone around you that is a lawyer, legal aid person, someone who's trying to help you. You may need to consult them. You may be going through legal proceedings. They're fair-minded, they're unemotional, they're a good CEO, they'll be a brilliant public speaker, but they're not emotional. They don't wear their heart in their sleeve. He's happy with his books and his owl. Everything else is too upsetting for him. He's not a person that can offer you emotional support, but he can offer you logical support. Then you've got a Nine of Spring. This is to do with someone who's an environmentalist. You might be an environmental activist for animals, flora and fauna. You may care about the nature versus nurture. You may care about trees, animals, livestock, territories that you may worry about, or the dying off of certain species. You might have fundraisers to prevent this from happening, or do research to ensure that the future generations get to see these beautiful things like jonquils and the species grow and continue to thrive. And the ladybug means luck. That's very lucky. For some of you, watch out for fire, because ladybugs mean house fires, so be careful of house fires if you are a water sign. Don't leave any candles burning, anything like that. The Sun. Plans that work out perfectly, amazing ideas that lead to rewards and recommendations. A gratitude, be grateful for what you've got. The Sword, it's like another sword. It's the unicorn with the horn, represents knowledge. And back in the olden days, when they had kings and queens, they were only allowed to drink out of cups that were made from a unicorn's horn, because it would detect if there was poison in it. So if some of you are being poisoned by someone in your family, or they're trying to, and you don't even know, don't accept anything that is not clear, that you can't see. Or go to certain brands, like brands you can trust. So if you drink wine, go for the brands that you know. Don't go for these new brands, because they could potentially try to harm you with poisoning. Gratitude for the blessings of your life. The Sun. And the Sun is also representative of a fire sign, specifically a Leo. There could be a Leo around you who does not have your best intentions, or could be jealous of your success or your position in the family tree. That's another thing. Great success has been yours. The world needs you to be exactly who you are. Go ahead and toot your own horn. Remember, it's important to treat yourself with the same kindness, respect and caring you would a best friend or beloved partner. And the sunflowers represent happiness and intention. Public recognition, joyful celebration, a return to health. So wherever you are right now, wherever you're living, is going to be very healing for you. And the decks I'm using today are Doreen Virtue and Radleigh Valentine, the Fairy Tarot deck, and the Wild Wisdom of the Fairy Oracle by Lucy Cavendish, and artwork by Selina, Fenech. If you want a personal reading, you go to my website, or you go to Midnight Madness and message me, or share my page on the YouTube channel. I'm on Facebook if you want to message me there for a reading. My details for email is kellyhardyman28@gmail.com for a private reading, which I've done via YouTube. I'm not sure about getting payment for it yet. I have to figure out that. Maybe I can give you a bank details. I'll SMS you a bank you can deposit it into. I work with psychometry. I need an object, piece of jewellery, a photograph, some footage, like videotape footage of your person or loved one that's passed over. And I talk to people that have already passed over. Okay, so now we're working with this deck. It's a really big deck. It's kind of hard to shuffle, but that one wanted to come out. The Secret Path. Talks about a ley line, mystical traditions. Ley lines are special paths that lead off into portals in time where you can jump from one time to another. Time walkers, they call them, in the series I was watching on Netflix called A Discovery of Witches. It talks about a powerful witch that can time travel between past, present and future by taking 3 objects that represent something from her past and the person that she wants to get to in the future or in the past, and then visualizing, and then she's there. She does it while she's awake. Some people do it when they're asleep. It's called astral projection. Scared to fly. Okay, that's interesting. The right timing. Something's not timed yet. You can't move forward without some sort of idea of timing. I've just given you a timing card. It's saying in 3 years' time is when there'll be a death of someone that you love. Or you'll be grieving over the death of someone you love. Snail's pace. Okay. Baby steps. We can't rush the tide, nor can we rush cycles in life. They have to come on their own accord. 44. The secret path, ley lines, walking meditations, building or walking a labyrinth, and journeys to sacred sites are all important to you now. You may wish to travel to lands where old days' ways are respected, to explore fairy mounds, hills such as in the Tor in Glastonbury. You'll soon be welcoming friendships made by true to who you are, and being willing to enter into the mystery of the song of life. Joyful dance of connection, loving, happy friendship with purpose, travelling companions who inspire bliss on your journey. This card heralds a blissful stage of your life journey. 18. This one here. She's out on a limb. She's scared to fly. She's got wings, but she's too scared to use them. 18. Sensing out the right timing. New life is coming. Spring is stirring. The branch onto which she clings is longing to let go and fly forth to tell you that spring has come at last. So Easter time. She cannot wait until she feels the life force swelling in her and she can feel it coming. The time is not quite right yet. Seasons will turn, so on the turn of the season will things start to go your way. You must rely on your very sensitive senses and heed no voice but her own and of the natural world. She has direct communication with the planet. When the time is right, the breeze too will gather force and support her in sending her message and her work out into the world. The card is about suspended activity, being hung up on a noose like the hangman. Knowing that you're in the flow and all will unfold perfectly. Just by being where we are, we may understand so much of where we have been and where we will go, and can certainly refine what it is we value and desire. Think of the magical butterfly. Hanging seems being static, and it does nothing but becomes itself. Become who you are by being in a chrysalis-like state. Simply by doing this, you will effect change. Your energy itself will change the situation. Your reaction is an indication of great wisdom. It is hard not to react or to project our fears onto others, to blame and take everything personally. Very hard. Let us not underestimate the challenge of this card, to wait for the right time, which of course is choosing to act with self-mastery. It's not passive. It requires thinking and challenging the outmoded, conditioned ideas. The wisdom is very, very challenging. You are being required to show, demonstrate, learn and teach is unlike that the world generally knows or respects. It is the strength of the power of endurance, of inaction, of waiting. But you want to be active. And if you've got ADHD like I do, we need to be active all the time. We don't sleep. It's time to sense the atmosphere and wait for the right moment. It is not time to go when you are told by another, but when you know you are ready. You may look like hanging on to fear to others, but in fact you need a little bit more to support you, and then you can fly high. It is truly about sinking into lunar cycles and finding the right time for this venture to take flight. When planning this step, be sure to do it at the right time. When the moon, the energies and nature itself supports moving forward, learn about the natural festivals and the lunar cycles and plan your steps accordingly. Do not rush. Know that good things do take time, and that slowly can indeed be a worthy way to work. Rushing can create dilemmas, so sense out what is right for you and get ready to fly higher than ever before. Snail's pace. Slow down, grounding. Listen for the heartbeat of the earth. Listen for the subtle energies. 22, so that's more of an earth energy around you. That's the Capricorn energy I've got. Or it could be a Taurus or a Virgo, but I'm getting strong Capricorn energy. 22. The fairies can see beneath the shell you present to others, and they know too that you doubt your own impact and influence. But they look upon you tenderly and wish for you to take the time to slow down. Find your own pace and place in the world and go on your own. The fairy's appearance signifies oh so strongly it is time for you to find the path that is your own. While others may see you as lazy or even slow and a little foolish, that is none of your business. It is time to slow down, check your pace, and to find the rhythm that feels best to you. And know you have a fairy guardian watching over you, happy to see you moving into your own energy, time and space. You can be lonely at times and you need to be aware of your surroundings. Your hard shell protects a sweet and very soft being. You leave behind silvery beauty, an energy stream that is discernible to those who are sensitive as you are. Do not confuse slowing down with a time of stasis, as from this soft contemplation of a gentle place, you'll create anew. When you observe the creative forces that you have mustered together and release into the material world, you will realise that your thoughts have created the tangible reality about you. What do you see that you love? What would you like to incorporate into your life? There will be soon to be many choices to make. For now, please work on protecting, nurturing and loving yourself by keeping a slow and gentle pace. Pay attention to what's happening in each moment. Listen to your heartbeat. Feel it echo throughout creation. So I hope that helps someone. It's a water sign out there.